I just wanted to do a live stream on, you know, a lot of us are pretty sad the way this, where the hell is this guy going? Get out of this construction site, and then we can let some people get in here. They got all this stuff. This job site's beginning to be a cluster. Okay. Finally getting out of here. Okay. Basically, I just want to say, you know, it doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day, you know, who the president is or who the Senate members are, or, you know, it really doesn't matter, you know, as long as you are who you're supposed to be, you know, if you want to run a business, you don't need their permission to do it. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. You know, you got to give yourself permission. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I did since day one, basically, you know. Nobody really gave me permission to just start my own business. As a, you know, in the same scope of things, like many people were like, oh, you can't start a business, Brian. You're not really going to make it. You're really not that type of person. I remember one of my last boss, I remember very, very vividly, you know, one of the things that set me off that I was like, okay, I'm going for this. There's nobody's going to stop me now. My boss was like, it was after work, we were all chilling right next to my truck, and we were just talking, and it was me, the other Brian, and the owner's son, which was basically my boss. And we were just talking about, you know, finances and stuff, and we're talking about, you know, what our goals were, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be a millionaire one day, you know, I'm gonna be, you know, big time. And I remember the owner's son, he said this straight to my face. He said, Brian, you're not that type of person, you don't have what it takes. That's what he said straight to my face. I will never forget that day. You know, I remember when he was trying to, you know, when I told him all my goals, I'm like, man, I want to get somewhere. I don't want to just be a regular driver the rest of my life. That ain't, you know. And he's like, yeah, well, we can work you into a truck boss position and this and that, and, you know, he was trying to give me a carrot, you know, trying to dangle a carrot in front of my face, you know, like, hey, one day you might be able to be a truck boss, you know. It's like, screw the truck boss, I don't want to be truck boss, I want to be the boss, you know. So, I don't know. There's everybody, when you go to start your own business, there's going to be a lot of people that you kind of look up to and have authority figures in your life. You know, people that are supposed to be there to help guide you and help you out. A lot of those people are there to hold you down. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're there to hold you down. They ain't there to help you lift yourself up. A lot of people say they're there to help you, but they ain't. They ain't. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Bro, you should have bought a Kenworth. Boss just got a 2020 T80 factory backup beeper silencer. Thanks, Frankie. I'll probably get one eventually. There's so many. What's up, Blake? I'm just a little, you know, I'm sad with the way this country is going, you know. He's obsessed with that. I have very limited hats. I think they're like 20 bucks a hat or something like that. They're kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not that much of a hat guy myself, but these are, I mean, when it's new, it's nice. My problem is my hats they get dirty right in here, like almost instantly. You know, within a week, they're nasty, and I don't like wearing them. But I gotta figure out how to get them with this where it's black, so I don't see it as much. It won't bother me as much. But like what I was saying, you know, yeah. You'll have to message me your address again. I don't really keep those. So what I want to say is, you know, it doesn't matter who the president of the U.S. is. Like, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, if you want to be a boss, you're going to be a boss. You know what I mean? If you want to be, you know, if you want to start your own business, start your own business. You know, it really doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter, you know. I don't even think it really matters what country you live in. At the end of the day, if you really want to start your own thing, start your own thing, you know. I'm not sure yet, Blake. It'll be closer to April if we get one. I have to get some money first, you know. But we got both trucks working today and probably tomorrow, so that's something. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Brandy. So, you know, it doesn't matter where you are in life. You know, there's gonna be people that tell you can't do it no matter what. You know. Got an eye out on the, hey, thanks, Blake. Yeah, I gotta get my eyes out there. You know, you guys send me those pictures if you find any. I'm not very savvy on finding that stuff, you know. I remember I bought this truck on Craigslist, like, so if you guys find something on Richie Bros or Iron Planet or Truck Paper or something, it's a super dump. I'm looking for a super dump that's preferably automatic with a Maxle, not the strong arm setup, the Maxle setup. That's preferably what I'm looking for. What's up, Sydney? So I just want to say, you know, don't get discouraged, you know, even though the election was stolen and, you know, all that other stuff. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's not going to affect us anyways. We're all just, you know, basically peons anyways, you know, until we start to work our way up, you know. And I finally realized, you know, that it doesn't really matter, you know. Like, if the whole pandemic thing would have happened like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would have really been hurting, you know, because I didn't run my own business. I was living paycheck to paycheck, like, you know, 90% of all Americans. So it would have sucked big time for me, you know, even though I was in kind of a labor industry that they normally don't shut down. So I might not have hurt that much, but, you know, you never know. But once I started my own business, I became my own boss, and that COVID didn't even affect us at all, man. You know, so, you know, I was making 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was making $14 an hour, you know, making $40,000 in a year. We made $325,000 this year. I just got the last 2 invoices done for the Corey. They just sent me the freight reports for the last 2 weeks of December. You know, we made $325,000 this year. 5 years ago, I was making $14 an hour. You know, it's all about being your own boss. Manage your time wisely, you know. While everybody else is doing one thing, do something different. I mean, that's what it takes. Do something different than everybody else. I mean, I'll be honest. If Biden locks up the country for 100 days, I really could care less. It's not going to affect me. Because, guess what? My customers keep calling, I'm going to keep hauling. Right? The government's not going to stop me from hauling. I'm going to keep working. And, you know, if it comes to arms, it comes to arms. You know, that's what it comes to, you know. But it's not going to come to that. Because they need people like us to keep working so the system can keep, so, you know, things can keep going in circles, you know. That's just the way it is. So, you know, if I had to shut down for 100 days, I got the money to shut down for 100 days. It ain't that big of a deal to me. But there are a lot of people out there that would really be hurting. Mark's gonna keep trying to call me. This guy, he's one of my biggest fans. I love this guy. I consider him a good buddy. He's been around since the very beginning of my YouTube channel when he first found me. And he's from Scotland. He video calls me all the time. Underdog, you know, if you're the underdog, what you gotta do is keep pushing. You know, when I first started my business, I made it, like, I had literally no money. I had like $10,000. That's all I saved up. That's like nothing. And I bought this dump truck for $8,000. I had $2,000. In months, I worked my day job every single day. I put in as many hours as I could. And I would come home and I would bust my back working on this dump truck. I got videos on my YouTube channel of me crawling in the snow, in the rain, in the mud puddles, every day after work, complaining and complaining and complaining. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Jacob. I love you guys too. I love you guys too. Yeah, JR. I mean, that is where we're supposed to be, you know, as Americans. We need to have that rainy day fund, you know. And you're never really going to develop that if you're working for somebody else. I just hate to say it. If you're working for somebody else, they pay you just enough to make it by. And that's because that's all they can really afford to pay you. Like, they really can't afford to pay you much more because of the cost of everything else, you know, and they want to make money too. So it's like, you got to really sacrifice. And I really sacrificed those 7 months. You know, it didn't matter, you know. I remember when Obama was president. That was the worst presidency I've ever experienced in my life. You know, letting dudes into freaking females' bathrooms and stuff. You know, what the hell's that all about? Like, I remember when all the race stuff started, you know. You know, I don't know. It doesn't matter, though, about what president is. Look where I'm at, you know. I went through 8 years of Obama, and I still made it happen, you know. So, it doesn't matter who the president really is. It really doesn't. It's not going to affect us that much. Because we're still going to come to work, and we're still going to work, you know. We just got to save. You got to sacrifice, and you got to save, you know. How did I was working this day job, busting my back, and working on the dump truck every day, and I still managed to save another 10 grand in like 7 months. I had a total of 10,000 when I first started, right? So I had 2 left over, so I saved $8,000 in 7 months. I mean, and it's because I sacrificed. I don't have cable TV. I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't have iTunes. I don't have, you know, the ad-free Pandora. I don't have, you know, freaking steak every night. You know, I don't even have internet. I don't have cable. Like, there's so many things that I've sacrificed to get to where I'm at. Like, I've clawed my way to where I'm at. Literally clawed. Scratched and clawed. I mean, you guys have seen my food budget video. $25 a week. Like, that was my food budget for my whole family. Like, we sacrificed. We sacrificed hardcore. You know.
Come on out, I got this side for you.
It didn't matter who the president was. It didn't matter who the governor was. Even though they were making all these stupid rules, you know. We just kept pressing and kept pushing, and we made it through it. You know, and it doesn't matter what country you live in, you still got that right to do that. You know, that's a God-given right. The only problem is you let other people's opinions govern what you do. You let other people hold you down. You know, nobody's gonna hold me down anymore. Me and my coworker, we used to have this saying, and we still got it. I still call him on the phone, and we still joke around about the sayings. Like, there were 2 big sayings, you know. Like,
Thank you, sir.
You know, about the man holding you down, you know, and anyways, I'll just tell you what it was. It was, you know, me and my buddy, we'd get to the rack at about the same time. The rack is a terminal, right? A fuel terminal where the tankers would load up. We'd always ask each other, so whose turn is it on the whipping post today? You know, like, who's in trouble today? You know, or, you know, there was this saying that we always said, you know, and I'm not going to say every word for word because there's some people that watch my videos that would not like me saying it that way, but it's basically, you know, I would look at him, he'd look at me, and he'd be like, you know, we would talk about the struggles of working for this company, and we would always just be like, man, they're just choking you out and holding you down, man. And they just keep telling you, stay down! You know, they just keep choking you down, you know? You gotta man up, man. You gotta man up and punch him in the head, you know? You gotta get through it, you know? You gotta sacrifice, like I did, to get through the sucky times, you know? And it's hard, man. It's definitely hard getting through the sacrifices, man. But I'm telling you, it is 100%, 120% worth it, you know? Coming from a guy who used to make, you know, 11 bucks an hour, you know, at Boy Scout camp, or, you know, you just gotta go for it, you know? Sacrifice. Make the sacrifices that you gotta make. It sucks, and it's really not that long. You know, we sacrificed, I would say, when me and my wife first got married, we didn't really have a plan. So, you know, the first few years we weren't really sacrificing. We were just living paycheck to paycheck, kind of, you know, enjoying life to the fullest we could with our budget, you know. We never went into debt, like, you know, way up there or nothing. We always paid our credit cards off every month. That was about all we could do, though. You know, just pay everything off at the end of every month and then have nothing left over. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Mike Hawk? I'm glad you're watching from Australia. That is cool. That's cool, Gustavo. So, you know, I just remember sacrificing for, it's been like, let's see, I've been in business 3 years. But before that, we struggled for like, probably 2 years. I want to say 2 years we were on the tightest budget ever. 2 years. Like, that's, in the grand scheme of things, 2 years is not that long at all. But those 2 years set us up to have basically whatever we want. I mean, I had the mindset that I wasn't ever going to own anything super expensive or fancy or cool, you know. I just thought it was impossible, you know. Like, I'd see those, you know, like the 4x4, the Razors and the side-by-sides. Like, I remember that was like an unreachable goal for me. Like, I was like, man, I wish I could have the money to buy one of those. Like, I just couldn't see it ever happening. I never imagined it. Especially not, you know, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was like, that's never going to happen. I can't afford that. You know? I can't afford to just, you know, I don't know. There was just so many things that were not even possible in my future that I had already written off. I was my own worst enemy. Like, I told myself, that's never gonna happen. Like, I don't, that's, like right now I tell myself, Brian, you'll probably never own a private jet. You're probably never going to own one of those fancy yachts that, you know, billionaires own, you know, that's like 50 feet long. Like, my fancy yacht, my jet airplane was the side-by-side. Like, I was like, that's never going to happen. Like, I'm probably never going to own one of those, you know. And we paid cash for one. You know, like, it just goes to show, like, if you work so hard and you sacrifice so much, you can have whatever you want, you know. Like, I remember a few years ago, I was at, you know, Bass Pro Shops looking at the boats and the motors and stuff on the boats, and I'm like, $20,000? Who would spend $20,000 on a boat motor? Like, who would do that?
Yeah, they already 15 coming over the recycled asphalt. Great.
Now I'm thinking, like, okay, like what are my possibilities? Like, you know, like, literally, if I want to go buy an $80,000 boat, I can do it in 3 years. I can do it if I want it. You know? Like, I've just opened up all my possibilities, because when you set limitations on yourself, you are literally putting yourself in chains. Like, you really are. Like, if you say you can't do it, then you won't do it. You know, if you say you can and you go for it, it can happen. Like, it literally can, you know. I freaking got 2 dump trucks, 2 excavators, and a dozer in 3 years. Like, how does that even happen? Like, I'm gonna buy another dump truck. 3 dump trucks in 3 years. Like, that's nuts. And I have an employee that's amazing, you know, like, it don't matter who, you know, the authority figures are in your life. You just write them off and tell them, I'm doing this no matter what. Thanks, Mike. Side-by-sides are overrated. They're only overrated if you don't have one. Now, they are overrated. They're expensive as heck, though. It's probably because you have an awesome wife. That's why. Yes, I will say this, though. Like, if your wife does not support you, or your husband doesn't support you in your dreams and your goals, they need
You really want to know?
an attitude adjustment, or they need to get lost.
I guess it really doesn't matter. I'll ruin their day.
VANDUYN coming on with the repeat. You know, I don't know. They make all these stupid rules. I never follow them. Like the stupid mask rule, I never follow that. They can kiss my butt. I'm gonna go sign this paperwork.
Get that, Russell. Hey, no, can I get a little hog fuel when you get a chance, please?
Alright. Looks like I'm working tomorrow.
Underscale the BLC with 3 to 6.
We're gonna kill it this year. We're gonna kill it harder than we ever killed it, man. Solo outbound. Hold on. Give me a second. Make sure there's nobody around. Probably couldn't even hear it. The window down. So sad, you know. And we're down, yeah. Once I get through these roundabouts. I love the sound of this truck. I love it. I mean, I started this business. Like, just go back and think about it real quick with me. I started the business 3 years ago with this $8,000 dump truck I got off Craigslist. With a cracked frame, no lights, no mirrors. The tires were all bald. It had different size rims. The drop axle frame was just totally cracked and broken. I mean, I could go on for days with the problems this truck had. How did it happen? How did it work, you know? Like, how did we make this work? Like, I literally went through every single struggle that was known to man to make this business work, and it worked. You know? If I can do it, you guys can do it. You know, it's just... I know you guys got it in you. You know? And we're gonna kill this year even more, man. We're gonna kill it. Be our best year yet. Last year, 2020, was our best year. This is gonna be even better. So, you know, I gotta work tomorrow. This weekend, I'm gonna saw up some wood for my sawmill so I can do the trusses on my woodshed. And I'll probably do that, and if I'm lucky, I might have time enough to put the sheet metal down. I just bought the sheet metal for that. I just remember, you know, people telling me I was stupid for doing the sacrifices that I did. Like, think about it. How many people say, I remember J-Bo, he used to watch this channel all the time. Now he doesn't watch it. He doesn't comment or nothing. He may still watch it, but he don't comment anymore. But I remember he said, Brian, if you move back into a camper, I'm going to unsubscribe. You know? It's people like that put limitations on you. Like, they're telling you you're crazy for all of the sacrifices you make. You know? I got so many people that used to say, oh, Brian, don't do that. You're nuts for that. You're crazy, you know? Like, that's not gonna work. Like, Brian, you can't get rid of your brand new 2008 Ram Cummins with the 6.7 in it that's got like 600 horsepower. You can't get rid of that and drive that old crappy Ford. It smokes like it's got a blown motor. I sacrificed sacrificed. Yeah, Mike, I mean, that happened too, you know? Everybody said that I wasn't going to get paid downtime. Everybody said it wasn't going to happen. It happened. 25 grand. 25,000 times it happened. 25 grand. You know. And I worked my tail off, you know. Dude, if we wouldn't have had that downtime, we would have been sitting at 375 this year. I know we would have. I know it. I mean, it would have been close. It would have been nuts. But through it, we fixed the super dump. We got it rolling. It's reliable. Everything's working on it, you know, the way it should. You know, the driver, he loves it. He's happy with it, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. We're working hard, and we're hard at work. See, that's one thing a lot of people don't realize. Like, just dreaming for something ain't enough. He's the quad king. That's cool, I don't care. Good for him, you know. If he likes doing quads, that's cool for him, you know. He's still running his business though, right? I mean, he didn't quit doing that. That is nuts, WRC. That is nuts. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what we're doing, you know. We're going to build our dream home, you know. And it's not a race. It's really not a race. It doesn't matter how fast it can get done. It's just that it happens, you know. And, you know, life is a game, you know. You got to remember, you know, just like all the video games you played where you have to mine the gold. Like, you got to have a certain amount of irons in the fire. You got to have a certain amount of miners getting that gold for you. You know, you got to make sure you got the gold coming in to do what you want to do, you know. And so, I don't know, I've always been the type of guy that I have more miners than I need. I always have more money than I need, you know, because I want to be able to do anything at the spur of a moment if I want to do it. I'm sure there's a lot of people just like me over there. It's just finding them, you know, finding guys like me, you know. I hate to say it, but we are kind of a dying breed, you know. And, you know, and it's mainly because the school systems everywhere. The school systems are garbage. I hate to say it, but all the teachers, I know a lot of teachers, school systems are garbage. They don't teach anything about searching for your dreams and going after your dreams and going after your goals. All they do is teach you how to be a robot, because the teachers are robots, you know. I mean, that's what they are. I hate to say it. And I may lose some friends over it, but they're robots. You know, they just tell some, they're just repeaters, you know. They just what goes into their ear, they just spit it back out, you know. Trying to get Justin to sponsor me. He ain't having it. Sponsor me for what? I don't really need his money. He's got more debt than money. I think. I mean, I don't know. I've never really seen his bank account. He never shows it. You know, I showed my bank account one time. I show my QuickBooks all the time. You know, I've showed it a few times, so I have an open book. But you know, like, you guys seen where I live every single day. Like, I show you, you know, I showed you the duplex every single day. I show you the camper that I live in every single day, you know. So, you know, this is the cab of my old dump truck, you know. It's definitely not the prettiest dump truck, but, man, it makes it happen. It makes it happen, but if you ever come to Australia, you can bring your family and stay at my place. My missus is a good cook, and she'll put on a good spread for you. Treat them mean, keep them clean. Know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, Mike. I appreciate that. I just remember back in the day, you know, one thing that has helped me totally go all out with my business, one thing that has helped me, when I know some of you guys know this, but a lot of you don't. I used to have a big birthmark right here on my head. It was a big mole, and it was kind of shaped like a heart a little bit, but I got made fun of my whole life. My whole life, I was made fun of, bullied, ridiculed, harassed. I got jumped a few times, you know, from people I didn't even know. Like, it's nuts to think that, you know, how mean kids can really be, you know. That's one of the things that fuels me the most, is knowing I'm doing better than almost all those suckers that made fun of me, you know. And I'm not trying to brag about it, I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is. You know, they made fun of me, and guess what? Look where they're at, look where I'm at, you know. That's one of the things that made me so motivated to pursue my goals and my dreams so hard. I mean, to give you an idea of how bullied I was, like, we had this thing when I was in school. It was the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but when I was in junior high and high school, I don't really remember it in junior high, but in high school, they had the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they came to our school. And I still remember exactly everything. I'm gonna try not to get emotional on this, but this is a very emotional subject for me, right? I was in my literature class. It was in this mobile home, right? They have these mobile homes that they're called satellite classrooms, but it was this mobile home, and it was my literature class, and I hated literature. It was my worst subject of all time. I hated English. I hated literature. I still hate it. I suck at spelling. I suck at grammar. I suck at all that stuff. And I remember the teacher, she was pretty nice, you know. And I remember Make-A-Wish Foundation came to school and they were like, okay, you know, everybody got a little slip of piece of paper and, you know, you put your name on it and you say, you know, it's supposed to be basically kind of anonymous. Like only the teachers and the staff knew what everybody was wishing for. And I just remember thinking, like, what do I wish for? Like, what should I wish for? You know? And it was, you know, while other kids are wishing for, you know, a pair of shoes or the newest Nikes or, you know, or a bed or, you know, or a flat screen TV, you know, or their first car. Like, that's what most people wish for. Like, I had to use my wish to get rid of my birthmark. Because I literally said this on my wish. I said, I just wish I could get this damn birthmark removed so I could stop being made fun of. That's wrong. For somebody to have to that's screwed up. That is screwed up for a kid to have to do that. I couldn't wish for the newest video game. But I will say that right there, having that birthmark has made me who I am today. You know, I could have been one of those, you know, I probably could have been one of those high school shootings, you know. I really could have. But that wasn't the right thing, you know. I mean, there were so many times where I just wanted to, you know, I had a lot of anger. I had to go to anger management classes. Why did I have to go to anger management classes? Because other kids were bullying me, you know. I screwed up. But it made me stronger, you know? It made me... I never give up. Never. I'm a fighter, man. So, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, all the things you go through, dude, but, you know, you can get through it. You can get through it. And then all those people that hurt you, they can look back at their lives and realize how stupid they were. They gotta live with it. And you get to live with your success, you know? Man, it feels good to be successful, you know? To have all the things I've ever dreamed of having. A beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, a grandfather, you know, that would drop anything to come help me out if I asked him. You know, that's all I need in life. Family that loves me. And that's where you get your true happiness from. It ain't from material things, I know that. But I'm just saying, it's nice to have them. You know. And you get to decide what you want in life. You know, it ain't the president. You get to decide. You decide it, and you go for what you want. And just do it. I give you permission, you know. I gave myself permission. And it worked. You know, it worked. So, with that said, don't forget to pound that like button and pound that subscribe button and share this on your social media site of preference. And I'm going to keep on trucking. And you guys have a good one. Enjoy the new year. Just remember, this year is going to be the best. Yeah, I'm on for a contractor today. I'm hauling for my second biggest customer, Sound Earthworks. They call me first. Whenever they need trucks, they call me first. I earned that, man. I earned it. It wasn't given to me. They're my, okay, I would say they're my second biggest customer, but they're my first biggest customer for this truck. For the Super Dump, it's Washington Rock. They're my biggest customer for the Super Dump. But they do hire me for my Super Dump every now and then when they got big import-exports. Hey, what's up, Joey? Hey, man, I just seen you had a birthday the other day. Happy birthday, bro. I hope it was a good one. I don't wear glasses anymore, Joey. I got LASIK done. Oh, you like that? That's slick, huh? It's a flex fit. They were gonna sell me snapbacks, but more of a flex fit guy. I like the flex fits. The snapbacks, they always, you know, they get caught on something and snap, or, you know, it's just. And I'm not much of a hat guy myself. When my hair gets long, my head starts itching. Flex fit for the win. Yep. So what do you think about that whole situation, Joey, that's going on? Man. I'll just say this. You can wander into communism, but you gotta fight your way out of it. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't agree with, you know, shooting people and stuff. Honestly, some of those politicians should be shot, I think. Some of those politicians have sold our country out multiple times. Biden's one of them, I think. And then these big platforms like YouTube and Facebook, they're all censoring everything. That is so wrong, man. That is so wrong. The censorship is baloney. Like, that has got to stop. Yep, so we got 2 trucks rolling today. I should probably text the dispatcher and say, hey, we got the super up working tomorrow, or what? Anyways, alright guys, I'm gonna go text the other dispatcher, so you guys make it a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and you guys have a good one.